It is super important that you use your oil. When you talk about the widow in the Bible, and she had no money and she went to Elijah, and Elijah told her to go get those jars, and she filled those jars up with oil, and Elijah said, take those jars into the marketplace and sell it, and that's what you gonna live off of. And a lot of y'all got oil that you're not even using, and God has given you gifts and talents that'll make room for you, but you too busy doubting yourself, and you too busy being discouraged to the point where you working a 9-to-5 job that you don't even like because it pays the bills. Or you too busy stressed out about a situation and you trying to figure out where the money gonna come from, when you need to be doing exactly what the widow did. She took her oil into the marketplace and she sold it. So you gotta realize that you are an asset and you valuable, and God has put something down on the inside of you, and you too busy waiting on God to work a miracle. And God said, I gave you the oil. But in order to use your oil, you have to have faith. When I tell you I have not worked a job in 3 years, and I don't know how many times I have to tell y'all over and over again that my life is funded from the gifts that God has given me. When I was working a 9-to-5 job, the lights couldn't stay on, the rent couldn't stay paid. It wasn't until I realized that God had better for me. It wasn't until I realized that I had value. It wasn't until I realized that God gave me wisdom and knowledge to position myself into the marketplace. I don't care what you do. Whether you cook, you clean, you do hair, whatever God has anointed you to do, whatever God has called you to do, you use that oil. You don't have to cry about it. You don't have to get on TikTok and beg for it, because you got the oil. You got everything you need right down on the inside of you. And stop staying around people who don't see your value, because they'll start speaking doubt into you and putting their limitations on you to the point where you think that you can't do it, or you don't have value, or you're not capable of doing it, when God said you still got the oil. And I'm using my oil. And I share my testimony all the time that it is possible and you can do it. And I see so many people in this economy talking about the economy is bad and ain't nobody got no money and people are broke. Not everybody is broke. If the economy is bad, it's because your personal economy is bad. And stop thinking just because you don't got no money that you can't do nothing about it. Selling a skill is free. If God has given you wisdom and knowledge or service that you can provide, it costs $0 to get on this platform and post a video. You are an asset, not a liability. So start moving like it. Start talking like it. Start acting like it. So if you ever find yourself in a situation where you ain't got no money, use your oil. And you also have to understand that proper preparation prevents poor performance. Some of y'all can't even utilize your gifts and talents correctly because you just going with the flow. But as of right now, I need you to start using your oil. Some of you have gifts and talents that you have been sitting on for long enough. God didn't just give that to you for you to sit on it. He gave it to you for a reason. But sometimes we don't actually use those gifts and talents because we don't think that it's actually gonna work. So we go do something else that we feel is gonna bring us security, when God is saying if you use those gifts and talents, that's the only security that you need. Because God is the one that signs the paychecks.